Hello, welcome to Game 2 from beautiful Jack Williams Stadium.
Game 2 of today's doubleheader will begin momentarily. Defensively for the Bombers, we have first baseman Drew Hubler, second baseman Andrew Colsaw, third baseman Cole Stimson, shortstop Skylar Burkhart. In the outfield, left fielder number 4 Shea Peasley, center fielder number 11 Cohen Gephardt, and right field number 8 Isaac Mossberger.
Looks like we're going pretty much with the same outfield and infield as we did the first game.
Starting pitcher is number 6 Drew Callis.
We have pitching, we have Drew Calbus, number 6. Catching is Liam Miller. Playing third is Cole Stimson. Shortstop Skylar Burkhart. Second base Andrew Colsar. First base Drew Hovland. Left field Shea Peasley. Center field Cohen Gephardt. And in right field, Isaac Mossberger. The batting order for Bismarck is starting off here. Is batting first is Jack Pelham. And we're greeting our guy as soon as he figures out how to put it on here. There's a ground ball by Pelham to third base on a Jack Pelham. We have Marshall Taylor, intern extraordinaire here for post 2. So he's going to be, is he on?
Yeah, it's on.
You turned it up. All right. Batting second, we have Cole Weekey here. Trying to get my lineup in my book since our guy was a little slow on getting it out, but that's all right.
I blame the copier.
I blame the copier too. So 1-1's the count so far to Weekey. Calbus on the mound here. There's one hit to short center field, and Cohen Gephardt with the catch on that one. That's a fly out to center, and that brings up number 10, center fielder Garrett Randolph.
That's what Gephardt's 7th put out in the day already?
I believe something like that. He had 6 in the first game and add that one on there.
Just a ball magnet today.
Yeah, that's okay. As long as they're fly balls and not ground balls, we'll take that any day of the week. There's ball 1 taken to Garrett Randolph. There's a called strike by Calbus. It said he's throwing to Liam Miller, who's catching the second game for today.
Second game in a row. Hot day to be behind the dish.
He's tough.
Yeah.
There's a flare to right field, and that drops in. Great effort by Colasar. Mossberger hustles over and flings it into second base. Base hit for Garrett Randolph. Puts him at first base. That brings up Gavin Peterson, who is the right fielder.
Great effort by Colsar. Couldn't ask more of him.
Yep.
Would have been cool if he came up with it, though.
Laid out and got dirty. You're going to have to get some grass stains out of that jersey on that one.
Oh.
That one's ball high from Calbus to Gavin Peterson. Number 9 playing right field. Quick move to first. Back in time. Second pitch is outside this time. 2-0 to Peterson. First game, Peterson was 1 for 3 and a run scored. That one gets by Miller, allowing Randolph to scoot to second. And that was a ball also. 3-0. Breeze is blowing in, that's for sure. Flag out in center field is pretty much coming right at us.
Yep. Be a lot of balls hanging up in center field with that.
And hence his 7th put out of the day.
Yeah.
That one goes high for ball 4.
Baseman number 13, Brady Unrath.
Brady Unruh, number 13, comes to the plate.
Not the worst walk you'll see there. You already had him at 3-0. Just get a new batter and give yourself a chance to tag any bag and go hit.
Right on. Kolsar's trying to keep him close. Let's step off there. Unruh came in and pinch hit. There's a little pop into second to shortstop for the final out of the
Bismarck gets no runs on 1 hit, no
of the top of the first. We have 1 hit and 2 runners left on. Going for
Post 2 Jets and Bombers baseball all year long by following us on Facebook, Instagram, X.
up for
at
post 2 Bombers. Order here is going to be Stimson, Kalbus, Mossbrucker, Drew Hovland, Gephardt, Peasland, Miller, Colin Holt is DHing, and Andrew Kolesar is your last batter. So
second baseman, Brady Schultz. Third baseman, Brady Unrath. Shortstop, Brady Strong. The outfield is the left fielder, Emmett Hale. Center fielder, Garrett Randolph. Right fielder, Gavin Peterson. The catcher today is Eli Stegelmeyer, and pitching in today's game is Jack Pellis.
once around the infield, Jack Pelham is pitching. Eli Stugelmeyer is catching. Brady Unrath is at third base. Braden Strom is at short. Brayton Schultz is at second. And Cole Wieke is at first. In the outfield, Emmett Pell is in left. Garrett Randolph is in center. And Gavin Peterson is in right. Cole Stimpson is at the plate, and he's taken 2 balls so far. Pelham is wide on his third pitch, 3-0. There's one right down the pipe. 3-1's the count. That one fouled off. Now we're full.
Be good to see Stimson get a hit here. Struggled in the first game, but made some great plays in the field. See if he can get out of a little slump. Take a walk.
And he takes a walk.
Leadoff walk will bring it to the plate, the pitcher. Number 6, Drew.
Yeah, he was 0 for 3 with a walk in the first game. Now up is the pitcher, Drew Kalbus. He was 1 for 4 in the first game. Help his cause here. Looks like he squares the bunt and takes one off of the shoulder, right shoulder almost, the way it looks. And he covers first base now. Runners at first and second with nobody
Now
out.
batting, right field, number 8.
Looks like we got Coach Patton coming in to give a chat to his pitcher after walking the first two guys or giving him free bases.
Yeah, though he had one pitch that was pretty close. Is he feeling? Looks like he's holding his shoulder. That might be something going on there, which for Pelham would not be good, and not good for Bismarck, because Pelham is a very solid player for the Bismarck Americans. He's played. We had seen him before as far as the 14Us last year, and he was one of their better players. And obviously, him going out at this point in the season is not good. Hopefully, he's something that he can work through, and hopefully he'll be all right in time for tournament time.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's a really good player for him. He's a leadoff and shortstop. I know he played fall ball with a few of these guys also, so he's a very good baseball player, and hopefully he's going to be okay. That's a hard one to lose there, that's for sure.
Too bad they already have a DH. Would be maybe hope to see him still get to hit even if his arm's hurting, but sounds like he'll be done for the day.
I'm thinking so.
Number 13, Brady Unruh.
Brady Unruh now steps into the lineup, goes from third base into pitch.
Sounds like we're thinking Bennett Grimm will replace him at third.
Grimm goes to
If I'm
third.
not mistaken.
Okay. To see how that all plays out and get it switched in the book, unofficial book. Since this is an injury, he gets basically as many warm-ups, I believe, as he wants until he's good to go. A little different in the lineup for this game. The DH for most of the time in American Legion is usually for the pitcher. This game for the Bombers, Skylar Burkhart is actually being hit for by Colin Holt. So there's that flexibility of DHing for anybody.
For Bismarck, Emmett Peel, left fielder, just playing in the field and not batting as well. I believe that's just a junior Legion rule. You can DH anyone, but senior Legion can only be for the pitcher.
First pitch to Mossbrucker's foul back. It makes a bunt attempt here. And again, this is Brady Unrath. That's pitching now.
It looks like we were correct about Bennett Grimm taking his place at third after Pelham had to exit, unfortunately.
It's a good bunt. And a very good play by first baseman Wiki to the second baseman Schultz. Sack bunt there, does the job, moves runners up 90 feet.
Good save by Wiki there after a little mishandle to just stay composed and still make a good throw and not let the bunt be a single for Mossbrucker.
That brings up Drew Hovland. Fouls that one off. Looks like it'll be out of play, and it is. 3-4 on the put out there, moves everybody up 90 feet. Drew fouls that first one back. That one he fouls off. 0-2 is the count to Drew.
Hovland looking to stay hot here, going 1 for 3 last game with an RBI. keep up the good work for him, hopefully.
Yep, he's had a very good last few weeks, and that one gets by the catcher, allowing Stimson to score.
Sacrifice bunt by Mosbrucker paying dividends there.
And courtesy runner for the pitcher is Cormac Nagel, who's Mr. Courtesy Runner many times. That one's hit hard. Nice hitting by Drew with the RBI on that hard hit single to right.
Courtesy runner Cormac Nagel scores on that play.
Just we hope there, stay hot, get another RBI, another single for Mr. Hovland.
He's doing a really nice job there at first base defensively and hitting the ball too. Colin Gephardt steps in. Umpire calls time as he's still working to get back behind the plate. Hovland at first. Swing and a miss by Gephardt. He had a nice game. I think he had a couple RBIs. He had a single and then sacrifice fly. That one misses outside.
One of the best power hitters in all of Post 2 this summer with his 3 home runs. I think that leads all Post 2 teams, actually. Might be tied with Jonah DeYoung with Post 2, but really good hitting from him this year so far.
That one's low. 2-1's the count to Gephardt. That one fouled back. 2-2 is the count. 1 out. Coach Wellen calling out some numbers out there. They're checking the bands and they're ready to put it in play. That one popped up behind home plate. Catcher pops the mask off, turns and makes the catch.
Good read by
Stugelmeyer didn't move probably 5 feet from his usual spot. Made a nice catch there.
Found the ball skied straight above him and didn't take his eye off it. Saw it right in the glove. It was a good play.
Very nice play. Runner stays at first in Hovland. Chape Easland up to the plate. Looking to add to the total here. That one misses off the corner for ball 1.
Easland had a great game 1, 2 for 3. No RBIs, but still got himself on.
That one gets by the pitcher to the second baseman. Schultz makes the play to Wiki, and the side is retired 4-3. Bombers score a couple.
Bombers get 2 runs on 1 hit.
With
Bismarck
1
hitters,
hit.
man left on base.
And after 1, Bombers are up 2-0.
Post 2 Bombers 2.
Steyer, Strom, and Stugelmeyer are next up for the Bismarck Americans as they face Drew Kalbus in the top of the second. Steyer, number 7, is the DH in this game. Kalbus misses low for ball 1. Steyer did come in the first game and did get a fielder's choice and ended up getting forced out at third base. That one flared into center field, and Cohen Gephardt put out number 8 for the day.
It's a name we've been calling a lot today.
Yes.
Mr. Consistent. Give him a chance, he'll probably catch it.
He hasn't had to chase a whole lot of them down. He's had to come in on a few of them and made plays like right behind the infield, but you want your center fielder to be able to track things down, and he's done that. Braden Strom takes a strike on the outside corner.
Hasn't goofed on any of those cans of corn he's been gifted yet.
Yep.
Whole pantry full this far.
That one misses a little high, a little off speed, the way it looked on that one. 1-1 to Strom.
Yeah, we are spoiled here at Jack Williams, but it would be nice to get a radar gun at some point.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Big donation from Marshall Taylor at some point might help. There's a called strike.
Might take about 5 years for that donor to pony up any kind of cash, but could happen.
You never know. There's a hard ground ball hit to third. Good solid throw by Stimson across to Hovland for the 5-3 putout. That brings up Eli Stugelmeyer. Stugelmeyer, just like Miller, is catching 2 in a row today, which the wind is certainly blowing hard, but it feels a little muggy out there, I think.
For sure. The breeze is definitely a blessing, though. It would be quite miserable without that.
Yep. There's ball 1 low to Stugelmeyer. He was 0 for 2 with a walk in the last game. One of the few walks that Sam Mon gave up. He had 3 walks in the last inning, but I think he was probably getting a little gassed. He had thrown a really, really good first 6 innings and just maybe ran out of steam.
Yeah, threw an absolute gem. 81 pitches through those 6.2 innings.
Stugelmeyer takes ball 3. Let's see if Kalbus can work himself back into the count here. There's a called strike. 3-1 to Stugelmeyer. There's a line shot up the middle. Great effort by Kolsar. Not able to track that one down. As I said, you don't want to see a lot of those where your center fielder is fielding it, and he hasn't had to field a whole lot of those ground balls rolling at him, but that one he had to. It was a line shot to right up the middle for Stugelmeyer. Now up Braden Schultz. That one misses high for ball 1. That one he gets fouled back. 1-1's a count. One misses high. 2-1. We wrap back up to the top of the order here. Get the substitution for Jack Pelham. That one misses a little high. 3-1. A little off speed. Miss just floated up out of the zone. There's called strike. Now we're full 3-2, 2 outs. Runner should be taken off from first.
I'd like to see that same pitch from Calbus, make the guy hit it or get us back to the dugout and start hitting.
There's a
There it
swing
is.
and a miss, and that does it for the inning. Strikeout there, and that will do it for the top of the first. Stugelmeyer with the Americans 1 hit, and we go to the bottom of the second with Miller, Holt, and Kolsar coming up to plate.
Please visit Post 2.
Couple of lefties here to start the bottom of the second with Liam Miller, Colin Holt, and then right-handed batter Andrew Kolsar.
Number 12, Liam Miller.
Miller's at bat against Unreth, called strike inside corner.
Thinking Miller might be getting a little warm. He had a silly throwdown after that last strikeout, thinking the runner could have been tagged, but
That one's fouled off. Strike 2. 0-2 is the count.
get himself a long at bat, or at least a trip around the bases. Let him cool off outside of that gear.
And there's a
is.
base knock into left field. Likely he's going to have a pinch runner, though.
Yeah,
So
just what the doctor ordered. Get him
just
in the
what-
shade.
Yep, get him in the shade. Cool him off.
24, Colin Holt.
Oh, look at that. Pinch runner for Liam Miller is Eli Schneider.
Courtesy
Number
runner at first
21.
base, Number 21, Eli Schneider.
Colin Holt up the plate. Fouled the first one back. That one stays in the yard.
Back by the broken bleachers there.
One strike to Miller.
Call them bleachers under repair.
Bleachers under repair. Schneider takes off and is stealing the base, and he is out. Good throw by the catcher,
Stugelmeyer.
Stugelmeyer, to number 6, and that is Braden Strom. It's like 1-1's the count. So Schneider is caught stealing. There's a ground ball hit to short. That one
There we
high
go.
throw.
Out of play. Free extra base for Holt there.
Holt. I'm thinking that's probably an E6 on that play.
Just a little bit of an airmail there.
The second baseman, number 5, Andrew Kolsar.
E6. And that allows Holt to advance to second base. So there's one out.
Little meeting between Stugelmeyer and Unreth here.
discussing which sign and all that fun stuff, I'm sure. So Kolsar, he's played in a number of different spots in the lineup. He's been a leadoff batter. He's batted second. He's now sitting in that 9-hole spot.
Wonder if they're looking to get a little double lead off from him when they come down to his spot in the order, or what the.
Certainly would make a lot of sense.
There.
He's had a good day. Did a job. Did a sac bunt. 1 for 2 with a single the last time up in the 6th inning, and he had a sac bunt and he flew out to right. So he's doing a job there. 2-0 is the count.
Second best hitter for the Bombers, batting .476 on the season.
That one fouled off of his ankle foot area. 2-1's the count.
Not a guy you really want to give a lead in the count. He can put a ball just about wherever he wants to. No doubles so far this year, but 20 singles. Good at getting on base and good at scoring once he's there.
Ooh, swing and a miss. It's kind of like, maybe I'm going to swing at it. And then he pulled the string and swung. It was a off-speed. 2-2 is the count. That one misses outside. Full count now. Kolsar is the last batter, so that brings up Cole Stimpson then here at the top of the order here. That one misses low for ball 4. And that brings Stimpson to the plate.
Couple runners for Stimpson to work with here. Like to see at least one of them come across before the inning's over.
That one misses just off the edge. Ball 1. I don't know if Coach Welland's going to put a game on here or not. He's not calling anything out, so he's probably just going to have Stimpson swing away. The second baseman is trying to hold the runner. And that one is going to flare into right field and die because the wind blew that one up. Falls right in front of the second baseman, and it gets away from the first baseman on the throw back in, but the runners don't go anywhere.
Right fielder kind of got caught by that wind, slow playing it a little too much, and the ball just kind of blew away from him.
It just died. It went straight down. So Calbus is up here trying to help his own cause with 1 out in the inning. There's a called strike in the outside corner.
All right, one to look at there. That's not an easy ball to hit. See it, know the zone now, and hope for something better here.
That one's fouled straight back. 0-2's the count. Yeah, the game changer looks like called the hit to by Stimpson an error, but he didn't touch it, and he didn't mean it wasn't like a mental error. But there's a base knock for Calbus. That's going to drive in a couple runs. At least should. Third baseman gets the cut and throws it home, but an errant throw allows Kolsar to score, and then the runners advance.
Right fielder, number 8.
Kind of a risky send there by Coach Welland, but got bailed out by a errant throw to the catcher and advanced the other 2 runners an extra 90 feet. So
right on.
2 in scoring position for Mossbrooker.
Runners at second and third with 2 across in the inning already, with still 1 out. And we got a called strike. That one fouled off. 2 strikes.
Umpires out baseballs.
Oh, what do we got? 1 strike. Looks like we just had the foul ball. And he's waiting for a couple baseballs to come back in here. have been a few fouled around here, so 2 on with 1 out. Ball is blocked by Stugelmeyer. 1-1's the count. Unrath, stretch and the pitch. Ball 2. Again, another block by Stugelmeyer. That one fouled straight back at us by Mossbrucker.
Stugelmeyer, like Liam Miller, doing his second game behind the plate today. Both the catchers have looked good so far.
Tough job out there.
Yep.
2-2 with 1 out. 2 runners on. Mossbrucker right back up the middle, right back where it came from. And 2 runners score with Stimson and Drew Calbus's courtesy runner, which is Cormac Nagel.
Number 3, Drew Hovland.
Couple RBIs there for Mossbrucker on his base hit right back up the middle. That's 4 in the inning for the Bombers. The umpire really wasn't ready for the pitch, but he eventually made it back in there, and not sure if he called a strike or whatever. Mossbrucker steals the base. So 1 ball is the count to Hovland. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Drew had a base hit. Last at bat, drove in a run. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Again, the only out so far is the caught stealing.
Yep. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Hovland fouls that one off to the left. 1-2 is still the count. One misses inside, 2-2. The pitch. That one hit straightaway center. Wind is playing with it a little bit. And is tracked down by the center fielder, Garrett Randolph.
Now
That's the second out of the inning.
Number 11, Cohen Gephardt.
Cohen Gephardt comes to the plate. Mossbrucker's at second with 2 out. Again, 4 in for the Bombers. First pitch misses outside for a ball. That one gets by the catcher, Stugelmeyer, and Mossbrucker advances to third. 2-0 is the count. That one was a wild pitch. I think that was low and in the dirt. Unrath swing, throws one in, and Cohen Gephardt flies out to the center fielder to end the inning.
That fly ball will end the inning, but not before the Bombers get 4 runs.
Bombers score 4 runs.
1 man left on base.
I think I have 4 hits, but somewhere in that area.
Your Fargo Post 2 Bombers 6.
Bombers lead 6-0 after 2 complete. Miller makes the throw down to second, and we are ready to start the top of the third. And batting.
Back to the top of the order for Bismarck to start the third inning. Third baseman, number 1, Bennett Grimm.
Bennett Grimm is getting his first at bat after Jack Pelham went out. And we have got Grimm, Weeke, and Randolph. 1, 2, 3 in the order here for the Bismarck Americans as they trail 6-0. Calvis has fallen behind 2-0 in the count. Grimm was 0 for 3 in the first game and reached on an error. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Two and one. Swing and a miss. That evens the count at 2. Grimm fouls that one back. Not a play. Still 2 and 2. That one grounded outside of third. That one flared foul to the right side.
Almost tried to bounce back down to the dugout, but looks like
it stayed up on top. That one down the left field line, long run. That one just clears the fence, foul.
Into the Americans bullpen. Looks like we have a little action down in that bullpen. Can't make out who they're warming up, but already looking for a reliever for Unruh.
2 and 2 is the count. That one misses behind, or up and behind. We're at full count now. Calvis to Grimm. Grimm is foul, making him work. He's fouling off pitches left and right. That's a really good at bat for Grimm.
Good at bat for both the pitcher and the hitter. Calvis came back from being down 2-0, and now Grimm's making him earn it.
This is the 11th pitch of the at bat. And Grimm gets a walk. Fouled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitches.
First baseman, number 12, Cole White.
Wookie steps into the left-handed batter's box. Throw over, check on Grimm by Calvis. Weeke flares one into left field. Jay Peaslin camps under it, makes the catch for out number 1.
Good play by Peaslin, reading the wind there. Not taking anything for granted, making sure to track it all the way down.
Yep. Garrett Randolph, center fielder, is at the plate. Singled last time in the first inning. Curveball fouled straight back. One strike to Randolph. Randolph was 0 for 2 with a walk in the first game. Hits one to left field. Peasland moves back and a little bit to his left and makes the catch for out number 2.
Might have gotten a little lucky with the wind there. Stepped in on it thinking it was going to be a line drive straight at him, and then the wind thankfully stood it up so he could get back to it.
That brings up right fielder number 9, Gavin Peterson. He walked last time against Calbus in the first. There's a hard ground ball just out of the reach of Colasar.
Like the effort we're seeing from Colasar so far today. A couple diving plays. Hasn't come up with them, but still, you like to see your second baseman putting it all out there like that.
Mom or Dad's going to have to do some work with the old white soap to get some of the dirt out of his uni. He's laying it on the line there. Base hit for Gavin Peterson brings up the pitcher Brady Unrath, who popped out in the first inning.
Curious if we'll see Unrath back on the hill next inning, or if they're looking to bring a new arm in already. Of course, Unrath wasn't planning on pitching the untimely exit by Pelham that you hate to see. But
you guys got any baseballs up there?
No, we don't.
Ball 2 skips in low to Unrath. There's a called strike from Calbus to Unrath. 2-1. 2 flyouts to left field so far in the top of the third. And there's a little flare in the infield. Colasar comes in, makes the catch for out number 3. The walk doesn't hurt, and neither does the one hit. And that does it for the top of the third. As we head to the bottom of the third, that brings up Peasland, Miller, and Holt, 6, 7, and 8 in the Bomber lineup. Pitching numbers thus far for both pitchers. After 3 innings, Calbus has thrown 48 pitches with 28 strikes. These are unofficial game changer numbers. And Unrath is at 44 pitches and 28 strikes. Pelham exited after 7 pitches in his bottom of the first inning before he had to exit with a shoulder problem. Again, hopefully he's okay. Six, 7, 8 here for the Bombers in the bottom of the third. Peasland, Miller, and Holt.
Leading off for the Bombers in the bottom of the third inning, left fielder, number 4, Jay Peasland.
Jay Peasland had a couple putouts in the top of the third. Takes the ball inside, off the edge. 1 ball. ball 2 on the outside edge. Jay had a ground out to second base to end the first inning in the first end of the first inning in this game. There's ball 3 upstairs. Peasland was 2 for 3 in the first game. Scored a couple runs. There's a called strike, 3-1. There's ball 4. Looks like it was a little outside. That brings to the plate Liam Miller.
The catcher, number 12, Liam Miller.
Last time Miller was up, he had a single. And his courtesy runner was thrown out then at second base. Swing first pitch, flaring just onto the outfield grass is the shortstop, Strom, for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 24, Colin Holt.
Colin Holt comes to the plate. He reached on an error by the shortstop in the previous inning. Came around to score. There's a called strike. 0-1's the count. Peasland's at first. Bombers have scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second. There's a good jump again by Peasland. Holt fouls that one off, so Peasland has to go back.
Curious if Welland had the hit and run on there, or if Holt just liked what he saw and was hoping to put something in play.
That's a very good question. Not sure. A lot of times they get their little bounce lead, and on that bounce lead, if they get going, they're gonna try to swipe a base.
Seems like a new lead the entire Post 2 coaching staff across all 3 squads has implemented with their base running. New strategy seems to be working. We've got a lot of stolen bases so far this year.
Very aggressive. There's a check on the runner at first after the mound visit. 0-2 is the count to Colin Holt. That one misses off the edge. 1-2. Check on the runner. Save it first. I think Bismarck maybe has picked up on that a little bit. Ooh, called strike 3 to Holt.
Might have been a little low, but with 2 strikes on you, you gotta at least kill that and hit it away into foul territory and see another pitch.
That brings up Andrew Kolsar, who walked in his first at-bat in the previous inning. 2 down here. Peasland takes off. Ball is bobbled by the catcher. Peasland makes it easily into second base for a stolen base. Kolsar is going to try to bring him around here. That one is thrown into center field. But Peasland can't advance. Bombers trying to score in every inning so far. This is their opportunity here in the bottom of the third. That one misses low, 2-0. If Kolsar reaches, that brings up top of the order with Cole Stimson. This is inside, ball 3. There's a called strike down the middle. 3-1's the count. Peasland's at second base. Kolsar batting. Wind has picked up a little bit.
It's getting pretty breezy out there.
Hard ground ball through between short and third, and it gets away on the throw, and it allows Kolsar to advance to second base. Error probably on the left fielder on the throw.
Must have been. I kind of missed it. It was just.
I'm thinking that it was. It was a base hit for sure.
Cole Stimson.
I think that would be a E7 just on the throw,
Yep.
even though it probably should have been fielded. That one by Stimson is rolled foul. Peasland's held up at third, so runners at second and third here. For Stimson. That one's high. 1-1's the count. Stimson fights that one off the hands. 1-2.
Couldn't be a better time than right now for Stimson to find that elusive first hit of the day. 2 runners in scoring, try and get
He's pretty good about throwing it right over the second baseman's head. He's been very good about just having his season as when he hits it, he usually hits it right side and right over the second baseman. That one he takes high for a 2-2 count. And just like that, I almost called that one. Second baseman Schultz makes a really nice play on that one. But when he's hitting the ball well, that's exactly where he's hitting it. That line out ends the inning for the Bombers. They leave a couple on and had one base knock. And we head to the top of the fourth. Bombers are leading 6-0. That brings up Steyer, Strom, and Stugelmeyer. Here we go. Top of the fourth. 6, 7, and 8. Steyer, Strom, and Stugelmeyer for the Bismarck Americans as they trail 6-0. Calbus still towing the rubber here. He's throwing 48 pitches, and 28 of them have been strikes. Ball 1 taken by Steyer. Ball 2, 1 outside and 1 inside so far. Steyer flew out to Colin Gephardt in his previous at bat. That one he check swings and fouls. 2-1.
As have many of Steyer's teammates today. There's Gephardt's certainly taken many Bismarck American victims in that center field position today.
I have to wonder if he's probably caught one for almost everybody. There's a hard ground ball hit to second. Kolesar up with it to Hovland for the out. 4-3 on the put out.
Number 6, Braden Strom.
Braden Strom comes to the plate. Strom was a 5-3 victim. Stimson to Hovland in the second inning. Curveball misses just inside. Ball 1. That one misses outside. 2-0.
Strom, a product of Bismarck legacy, going down to the municipal ballpark to play ball for the Americans this summer. A little research along the game here, trying to get to know these Bismarck kids that are a little too young for my my knowledge of the Bismarck boys.
There's ball 4 from Calbus to Strom. Puts him at first base.
Now batting the catcher, number 2, Eli Stugemeyer.
Eli Stugemeyer comes to the plate. Had base hit first time up in the second inning. Bismarck looking to get on the scoreboard in this one. Calbus throws one over for a strike. That one just floats a little high. 1-1's the count. Stugemeyer, with his second hit of the game, hits it into right field.
Single will bring to the plate the second baseman, number 4, Brayton Scholl.
Strom advances all the way to third on the hit to right field. One out, 2 on for the Americans as Brayton Schultz comes to the plate. He was a strikeout victim in the second inning. Runner goes. Runner at second is safe, and they try to throw behind. Try to throw behind to get Strom sleeping. He's not. He was paying attention. Called strike on the first one, and a ball on the second one to Schultz. Calbus throws an inside pitch, hammered foul. 1-2 is the count to Schultz. Big spot here for Schultz with 2 runners on. Swing and a miss for strike 3, his second strikeout of the game against Calbus, bringing us back to the top of the order. Bennett Grimm, who had a really good at bat against Calbus last time here with a walk.
Forcing him to throw 11 pitches in that at bat. Really running up that pitch count and then getting the walk is probably one of the better at bats you could see from a kid.
Swing and a miss. Calbus throws one by him. 0-1's the count. Again, Grimm comes in because Jack Pelham went out with some sort of shoulder injury the way it looked. Hopefully he's okay. That pitch is just off the outside edge. 1-1's the count. Again, runners at second and third. The Americans are looking to break through on the scoreboard here. That one misses low. 2-1's the count.
Grimm, product of St. Mary's Central High School. New school in North Bismarck.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Have you been to that complex?
Oh, it's incredible.
It's we played football game up there a few years ago, and that was
Yep.
pretty nice place. That's for
Mhm.
sure. Granted, it's a little bit out on the hill and can be affected by wind, but it was very nice.
Yeah, the entire campus is just real incredible. Golden Dome on the church,
Mm.
music wing, academics wing, and athletics wing, everything. Great architecture and layout down there at the new St. Mary's School.
Grimm fouls one off down the right field line and then takes a curveball high and run the count full here. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. They won't be leaving because they're not bases loaded. That one fouled back by Grimm. Again, another really good at bat for Grimm. Got 7 pitches the way it looks thus far. He's going on number 8. And another walk.
Just a scrappy batter, Grimm, that we've seen from him so far. Really working pitches and at least getting on base. Haven't seen too many hits or maybe a hit from him quite yet, but he's really affecting the pitcher for sure.
Quick mound trip. That
Dorsher, it looks
Coach
like.
Dorsher
Yep.
out chat with Drew Kalbus and his catcher Liam Miller. Wiki's flown out to left field and to center field, and the first game had a couple flyouts and a fielder's choice, so he's most certainly due, but he is a very good player. He's again, he was part of that 14U team that was a very solid Bismarck team, and now he's playing up with the Americans. I believe he's also a legacy
Yep,
kid, I think.
another legacy
Yep,
kid, Wiki
I
here.
believe. There's a called strike right down the pipe. 0-1's the count. That one misses just a bit outside. 1-1. 2 outs here. Bases are loaded. Calvis is trying to get out of the inning unscathed here. Called strike on the inside corner. 1-2 is the count. The pitch, swing and a miss at a high fastball, and that gets Calvis out of the inning.
No runs on 1 hit.
Good work by Calvis there, getting out of there and stranding 3 guys on the bases.
You betcha. He only gave up 1 hit, but left the bases loaded, which is where you want to keep him. And he is rewarded by being the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 4th. Calbus, Mossbrucker, and Hovland, 2, 3, and 4, will start the bottom of the 4th.
Calvis the best hitter for the Bombers this year, hitting .485. Hope to see him stay hot.
Where do you get all these stats? I suppose you're the
Game changer.
you're the game changer guy, that you're considered a manager of the staff, so you
Yep.
get to see all those. I see that.
Special access.
Special access. All right. It looks like we have a new pitcher in. Looks like Garrett Randolph is now in pitching here in the bottom of the 4th.
Randolph, another Bismarck high guy, along with Brayton Schultz, so far that we've been able to figure out. Couple Demons, couple Sabres, Saint.
St. Mary's, Saint.
Haven't seen any Century guys come up that we've found. There's probably a few though. Coach TJ Olson, Century alum. I think he played a little baseball at BSC. Former teammate of mine for the Century JV Red.
There's a throwback. I could go back even further. Braden Schultz is originally, his father's originally from Napoleon and played
Okay.
baseball with my brother's team back in the day. That
Fellow
that
Imperial.
Fellow Imperial, most definitely. He's been a long-time baseball coach, and Wade is a very, very good coach, and was part of their
Leading off for the Bombers in the bottom of the
training
fourth.
program in Bismarck for many years.
Number 6,
Even I think when it was for
Drew
Peer or
Galvez.
whatever before that, they even started or switched over, so I'm not even sure where they're at. But anyway, I digress. All right, so we got Calbus up here to start, bottom of the fourth. He takes called strike in the outside corner. He's been hit by a pitch and walked, and his courtesy runner, Cormac Nagel, has come around to score a couple times. That one flared foul and just out of play. 0-2 is the count. The pitch. That one high and outside. As we said, we've got Garrett Randolph pitching now. Curveball misses outside. 2-0. Or sorry, 2-2. As we start the bottom of the fourth. Calbus swings and fouls that one at the plate. Looked like he took that one off the toe. 2-2 is the count. Calbus hits the liner right to the shortstop. And Strom brings it in for out number one.
Number 8, Isaac Mossbrucker.
That brings up Isaac Mossbrucker, who is 1 for 1 with a sacrifice. Fouls that one out of play. 0-1 is the count. It's flared out above the dugout of the Bombers. Curveball misses inside. 1-1.
Mossbrucker 3 for 4 on the day, doing a job at the plate.
One misses off the edge. 2-1's the count. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Always baffles me how Mossbrucker can be a bomber with just how built and big of a kid he is. He's certainly just demands a presence when he's at the plate. Doesn't look like the rest of his
Like
peers in this age group.
like a 16-year-old kid, right?
Yeah.
He takes the ball, full count here. There he hits a hard shot to short. Strom to Weeky, 6-3 on the putout.
Now,
And
batting
that
first
brings up
baseman, number
Drew
3,
Hovland.
Drew Hovland.
Drew is 1 for 2 in this game. He's got an RBI. Switch hitter's been doing a job at the plate too. Oh, he rips one into right field. Wynn's going to hold it up, and the play is made for out number 3. As we head to the top of the 5th, Bombers still hold a 6-0 lead over the Bismarck Americans, headed to the bottom of the 5th. Sorry, top of the 5th.
Score is Bismarck 0, Bombers 6. off for Bismarck at the top of the fifth. The pitcher is number 10, Derek Randolph.
Now into pitch is Will Ely, number 1. Calbus threw 75 pitches and 42 for strikes, faced 20 batters. First pitch
Now pitching for your Bombers,
to
number 1,
Garrett
Will Ely.
Randolph is fouled out of play. That one just misses off the edge. 1-1's the count. There's a little bender there from Ely to Randolph. Pitcher versus pitcher here. 1-2 is the count. Ground ball hit to third. And that one scoots by Stimson for a base hit.
Curious what they'll mark that as, if it was within reach of Stimson to count as an error, or if that's a hit.
To me,
Randolph.
I think that's a hit.
Curious
That's
what his
just me.
teammates will mark that as on the
That's-
game changer.
That's a very good question. Oh, they give him a single.
Yep, they did give him a single.
Hey, if you're out there listening, you want to come down for a cheap meal, come on down to Jack Williams and get a half-off burger, or half-off hot dog, or a $1 slice of pizza. First pitch is a strike, and then the second pitch is a ball. So 1-1's the count. He did check on the runner at first as Peterson bats. That one's fouled off. 1-2 is the count.
Looks like it went off his shin there. Dead ball.
Yes. One and two is the count to Peterson. He's walked and singled. Throw over again by Ely to check the runner. He's back in time. That one hit through between second and first.
Hit 'em all at a last. Half price hot dogs, burgers, and $1 slices of pizza.
Two singles for the Americans here. First and second with nobody out.
Now batting
As
third baseman number 13, Brady Unrath.
Brady Unrath comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a pop out and a... That one just misses a little high. Another, foul out and a pop out to second. He's 0 for 2. That one grounded high chopper to third. Stimson gives a little boot, picks it up, and fires on a dime to first for the out. That's a 5-3 put out. Runners advance to second and third. Randolph to third. Peterson to second. And that brings up Eli Steyer. That one just misses. Ball one. That one misses inside. Ball 2. 2-0 is the count. Ball 3. Bismarck now leads in the hit column 6-5, but in the runs column that matters. They're behind, and they are now on the board after the ball gets by.
That run will bring to the plate for shortstop number 6, Braden Strong.
On the walk to Steyer. Runners all advance 90 feet. And that puts the first run on the board for Bismarck as they trail 6-1. 1 out. Runners at first and third. And Braden Strom at the plate. There's a called strike. Like a little bender there from Ely. That one just misses. 1-1's the count.
Well, just a little down and outside there. Not quite in Mr. Garner's strike zone for Ely.
That ball is fouled off to the right. Out of play. 1-2's the count. Looks like Ely's gone to a little bit more of his slider, which is a pretty effective pitch, that's for sure. I think you're going to get it squared up. Oh, really nice pitch there, just on the outside edge, misses. 2-2 is the count. Runner at third is trying to bait him. And there's called strike 3. Strom goes down looking.
Number 2, Eli Stuckelmeyer.
Eli Stugelmeyer comes to the plate. He's 2 for 2 this game. That one goes to the backstop. And gets by for a run for the Americans. So they're at 6-2. Runner from first advances to second. Peterson scores the run. The count is 1-0. Another one gets by. Another wild pitch by Ely.
Ely just pulling down a little too hard, it looks like. Just overthrowing a little
Yep,
bit.
trying to gear it up. 2-0 is the count.
Just playing catch.
Yep. That one is a pass ball. That one was off the catcher's mitt. And he comes around to score. That is Steyer. And that gets us to 6-3. Count is 3-0 on Stugelmeyer.
Bismarck finally broke the shutout, and now they're putting on a little bit of a rush.
A little pressure here on the Bombers here in the top of the fifth. Another one gets by Miller. He hustles after it.
May have been 4 passed balls in a row there. Just not very clean between the pitcher and or catcher. There are just a lot of balls getting back, and don't really like to see that.
Nope. I got a mound visit by Coach Wellen. This is the Americans that put up 3 in the inning. That'll be the day for Mr. Ely.
Looks like Cormac Nagel coming in to relieve him, or he's going out.
Oh, I think he is going to third.
Stimson coming in to pitch.
Stimson is going to short.
Oh.
And
Skylar Burkhart.
Burkhart, who closed out the first game, is going to pitch. And there he's going to face Braden Schultz.
Now pitching for the Bombers, number 25, Skylar Burkhart. In at third base, number 7, Cormac Nagel.
And Burkhart's short, 1 out close in the last game, did well, throwing 7 pitches, three of them being strikes. Took care of business.
Ely's pitching count was 23 pitches and 10 strikes. He had a couple walks and a strikeout. Gave up a couple hits in his 2/3 of an inning. So he will face Schultz to start here, and then Bennett Grimm if it rolls back over to the top of the order. As we are in the top of the 5th inning, the Americans have closed the lead to 6-3, with the Bombers still in the lead.
That's something you like to see, especially with the Americans finally being able to keep the Bombers out of the runs column the past 2 innings. So hopefully we get back to hit and get a couple more insurance runs in.
There's a hard ground ball to third, and a really good play by Cormac Nagel, who makes a sliding stop and a strong throw to first. First ball pitching, and he makes a great play to end the inning.
Great work by Nagel, fresh out of the dugout, just ready for action there in the hot corner. Picks it up right off the base and makes a strong throw to first to retire the Americans.
So the Americans score 3 on a couple of hits and a couple of walks, as the Bombers now come to the plate with 5, 6, and 7 in Gephardt, Peasland, and Miller. In the lineup, it looks as though Nagel is going to replace Ely, who replaced Kelbis. Something along those lines. So
Randolph returns to the hill for the Americans this inning.
finishing the warm-up tosses here. Stugelmeyer throws it down, and Cohen Gephardt comes to the plate. He had a foul pop to the catcher, and he flew out to his counterpart in center field. He's 0 for 2.
Gephardt with a bit of a taste of his own medicine. Good fly out to center field that has been frequent here today.
Yep. Takes a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. That one misses just inside. Randolph was thinking that was maybe a strike. That one's up high, 2-1. Three and one. Gephardt's trying to get on base and having his teammates bring him around here. That's ball 4. He covers first base. With his wheels, he's certainly a stealing threat. Jay Peasland comes to the plate. He has grounded out and walked and had a stolen base. That one gets by the catcher. Wild pitch. Gephardt rounds it hard into second base. Ball 1.
Free base there that you don't want to give Gephardt. Doesn't take too far of a hit for him to score from second here, so not what you want to see if you're
And
an
he's a
Americans
very
fan.
aggressive at stealing third, too, so might see that happen. There's a called strike in the outside corner to Peasland. I think it's 1-1 right now.
Scoreboard, a couple issues today, but we're trying to keep him honest and keep him on task.
Peasland with a very nice bunt. And a very good play by the second baseman to get over and cover the base.
Sacrifice bunt to bring up the catcher.
Was that first baseman that picked that one up? And
Did not catch that. Let's see if Game Changer can be on time for us to figure that out.
I don't know if it
I was
was.
thinking it was the pitcher, Randolph, who picked it up, but I could be wrong.
That's a good sack bunt there.
Swing and a miss by Miller. 1. Let's see here.
There's a base knock by Miller, which scores Gephardt and pushes the lead back to 4.
Peasland's bunt was from the wiki to the second baseman.
That RBI will bring to the plate.
Okay, so that would be
Designated
3
hitter,
or
number
4.
24, Colin Holt.
Looks like Eli Schneider's courtesy running again for Liam Miller. Colin Holt at the plate. Colin grounds one to second base. The second baseman boots it. And Schneider is safe at.
Number 21, Eli Schneider. Now
I'm thinking that was an error, right?
Just looked like the second baseman wasn't quite in position. Not really set up and ready for the ball. Got away from him and allowed Holt to get to first and Schneider to get to second safely.
Andrew Kolsar at the plate. There he takes strike 1. He has walked and he has a base hit. He has scored on his walk. So he's 1 for 1 and batting and 1,000 on base percentage here.
Great bunt.
Really nice bunt here. You're just going to pick that one up and put that in your pocket. That's a base hit for Kolsar. Very well done, very well played. Third baseman was back. He put it right where he was supposed to be covering. And Stimpson comes to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. That was a superbly done bunt right there.
Just found a dead spot or a thick patch of grass and it just parked right between third and the pitcher. Especially with Kolsar, that is almost always going to be a bunt single for him.
Yep. Stimpson takes ball 1 low. Looks like the outfield is playing quite shallow right now.
Kind of strange. There is a breeze blowing in, but that seems...
but that's not like a 50-mile-an-hour breeze.
Yeah.
So they are playing very shallow. Hey, and he's taken 3 balls upstairs so far.
Outfield shallow, but middle infield kind of deep and corners in. Kind of strange, I guess you'd call it a shift from the Americans here.
And there's ball 4, which allows Schneider to score.
Looks like Coach Patton will come around to have a talk with Mr. Randolph.
Number 7, Corman Nagel.
And that scores Schneider, who's running for Liam Miller, who had a base knock. Moves Holt to third. That moves Kolsar to second. And that puts Stimpson at first base. Now batting is Cormac Nagel. His first at-bat of the day. Came in first pitch. They tried him down the third baseline, and he slid over, picked it up, and made a super strong throw to first to end the top of the 5th inning and stop the Bismarck American run that they were on.
Yeah, I'd like to see that good play in the field to carry over to the plate here for Nagel. Bombers looking to negate the 3-run inning by the Americans prior to this and regain that 6-0 lead, 6-run lead, I should say.
Actually, it should be, yeah. So we've scored 2 in
yes,
the
it is
inning.
8-3.
Should be 8-3. There's Nagel, hits one hard to short, who goes a short way, and shortstop to
first.
second for the force, and tries to turn it, and does not get the turn.
9-3.
So he's on a
Isaac Mossbrucker.
9-3 is the score.
So that's a 6-4 for the first out. Mossbrucker is at the plate. Another run has come across. So it's 9-3. And Mossbrucker takes one off the left shoulder and takes first base.
Base is loaded yet again here for the Bombers.
Bombers, number 3, first baseman Drew Hovland.
So that moves everybody up a base. Kolsar is at third. Stimpson was out at second. And that was now Nagel is at second. And Mossbrucker is at first. Hovland is now at the plate. He takes ball 1. The Bombers are matching the 3 runs scored by the Americans in the top of the 5th.
Bombers pulled ahead in the hits column as well this inning to take a 1-hit lead over the Americans in that category as well.
Hovland drives one over the left fielder's head. As we said, the outfield was playing very shallow.
Yeah.
And Drew Hovland drives a double over the left fielder's head.
Center fielder, number 11.
Mossbrucker stops
Owen Gephardt.
at third.
Americans must have been underselling our hitting power and basically just daring us to hit it over their heads, and that's exactly what Hovland did there.
And Kolesar came around to score. There's a catch there, and that is the last out of the inning as we have batted around. As Gephardt
Your Bombers get 5 runs on
pops
3
out
hits.
to
One Bismarck error. 2
to
men
first
left on base.
to end
After
the
5
inning.
complete, the score is Bismarck 3, Bombers 11.
Bombers lead. After that inning, they put up 5 runs on just a couple hits, a few walks, and a hit by pitches, and a error or 2. They had a very nice sack bunt. Score is now 11-3. Bismarck Americans come back to the top of the order here with Grimm, Weeke, and Randolph.
Leading off for Bismarck, right field, the number 1.
Curious if this is Grimm's typical hitting position or just where he ended up today with the Pelham injury.
I guess in looking at Game Changer and things like that, I've found that Pelham is usually their leadoff hitter. So, but he has certainly shown in his 2 at bats here. Takes 1 for a strike, 1-1's the count. That he is certainly can handle that leadoff spot.
Absolutely.
Draws a lot of pitches, that's for sure. 2-1.
Pitcher's worst enemy there, the guy who can just foul off a bunch of balls, be scrappy, and then he's won the at-bats getting a pass to first twice so far.
3-1, I believe, is the count.
Correct.
There's ball 4. That one goes off Miller's glove, goes to the backstop, but it was ball 4 anyway. So Grimm earns his 3rd walk of the game.
Kind of a short at bat for Grimm standards today, but
Yeah, he's
still
only
had another
had
trip
4 pitches.
to first.
Oh, sorry, 5 pitches. Burkhart checks on Grimm just to see if he was paying attention. He was back. Wiki's now at the plate. There's a called strike on the outside from Burkhart. On 1. Set. That one's high and outside. 1-1. After the Americans put up 3 in the top, the Bombers put up 5 in the bottom of the 5th and extend their lead to 8. Quick check by Burkhart to Hovland. Runners back in time.
Wiki 0 for 3 in today's game, looking for his first hit to help the Americans' cause in closing the lead.
Oh, and there's a swing and a miss. And the umpire just took that one right in the chest. And Coach Welland's coming out to check on him. That certainly did not feel good.
Curious where it hit him on the chest. If hopefully it caught the protector.
Mask or something.
Yeah.
Appears to be okay. I don't know if it must have been a foul.
Yeah, I believe it was a foul tip.
Normally Liam's pretty good about getting a glove on it or something, so hopefully it was just that and he's all right. He's an umpire. He's tough.
Nope.
There's a fly ball hit to left field. Peaslin tracks it. Was a fair ball. And tracks it down for that first out of the inning.
Number 10, Garrett Randolph.
Randolph comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Couple of singles. 1 run scored. Fastball hit by the third base coach. Foul ball.
A little too hot there for Coach Patton to even want to put a hand down on it.
No, I wouldn't think I would want to do that either.
Watch it go by. Have one of the kids go grab it.
Curveball hangs a little bit, and that is foul and out of play. 0-2 to Randolph.
Randolph's definitely ahead of Burkhart a little bit here. 2 big pulls on those past 2 pitches.
Are off speeders, so I wonder if he's going to gas it up here and see if he can throw it by him.
Yeah.
He grounds that one.
Lost track of the ball there briefly, did Miller, but still didn't give the runner an extra base on top of the one he did get.
Wild pitch there as that one was in the dirt. Runner at second. 1-2's the count, 1 out. Top 6. Nice block by Miller. Keeps that one in front of him. 2-2. Oh, looks like we're missing that one. I think we're full. Full count. Grounded foul. Nagel makes a good play, makes a good stab at it, but it was foul.
Another long Americans at bat here. This time not Grimm for the first.
Yeah, not Grimm.
In a while.
Doing it again, full count, 1 out, runner at second. That one fouled straight back at us. Still a full count, still 1 out, still runner at second. Curveball is hammered foul. That one just kind of hung there, and Randolph turned on it quickly.
Randolph's putting the barrel on that, but he's just not quite waiting long enough to get one of those curveballs in play. Randolph calls time.
Set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Beat him on a fastball inside.
Now batting right fielder number 9, Gavin Peterson.
That's the second out of the inning. That brings up Gavin Peterson. He's 2 for 2 with a walk on the day, or on this game at least. Just misses the outside corner for a ball. 1-0 is the count. That one misses low. 2-0.
Peterson 1 for 3 in game 1 with an RBI, so that would combine him to be. See if I can figure that out.
By your Bismarck math.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one just misses off the edge. It's 3-0.
2 for 5. Peterson on the day.
That's ball 4.
Ooh.
Oh, and the throw goes into right or left field.
Now batting third baseman number 13, Brady Unrath.
Slide into third. Grimm had to wipe the dust out of his eyes quickly.
I was wondering if Nagel landed on him funny or something. Just some helmet and dirt issues. It would
Looked
seem,
like it
though.
was dirt,
Yeah.
but not sure.
That one just tails a little down and out on Burkhardt there.
Unrath at the plate. He is 0 for 3. Takes a ball and then a called strike. Runners at first and third with 2 out. Burns the inside corner. 1-2. Skyler's trying to get us out of the inning here. Ball digs away, bounds away on that wild pitch, allowing the runner from third to score. The runner from first goes to second. And that gives the Americans a run for the inning here. They still trail 11-4. There's a high chopper off of Burkhardt's glove.
Now batting designated hitter number 7.
Probably should have been
Eli Steyer.
fielded, so I'm thinking that's probably going to be an E1.
Tricky play though.
Tricky,
Kinda
very tricky
backpedaling
play.
up the hill there and
Very tricky.
Just a little too tall.
Okay, runners back at first and third, again with 2 outs. Good scoop by Miller on that low fastball. Eli Steyer is up at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. There's a called strike. 1-1. Misses, must have been a little low. 2-1. Three and 1.
Steyer 0 for 2 in this game, and on the day he did not play in game 1.
That one fouled back. Count is full with 2 outs. Runner at first will be going once the pitch is made. Pitch fouled back. Out of play. Started again 3-2. First good guy at first didn't really
No.
take off much, did he?
Not really sure if he's not aware
Paying
of the
attention to
situation.
that, or
yeah,
Yep.
strange.
Another one fouled back.
Unless he just knows we're gonna be getting a few foul balls here or something.
Conserve his energy.
Yeah,
Something, I don't know.
strange.
Still full count. He's fouled 3 of them straight back, kind of in the same place here, right to our left toward third base, but a number of them fouled off here. There is a called third strike on a nasty bender from Burkhart to end the inning.
Bismarck Americans get 1 run on no hits.
The Americans
One
get
bomber
1
error.
run
2 men left on base.
on a bomber error and no hits. Score is 11-4 after 5.5 innings. Bombers are due up with Peasland, Miller, and Holt in the bottom of the 6th. Looks like we've got a new pitcher in there. I think it's the catcher. The catcher,
Eli
who is
Stugelmeyer.
Stugelmeyer, is now pitching here in the bottom of the 6th. And that
Looks to be
means
Grimm catching.
yep,
I believe
Mr.
that's a
Grimm
one.
is Mr. Grimm is catching
Now,
now.
pitching for Bismarck, number 2, Eli Stugelmeyer. Leading off at the bottom of the 6th, left fielder, number 4, Jay Eastland.
Here we go to the bottom of the 6th. Peasland, Miller, Holt are the scheduled batters here. Called strike. Shea is
Beamed in the back.
plunked on that one.
The pain pitch will bring up the catcher, number 12, Liam Miller.
So Peasland's been on base a couple times, one with a hit by pitch, one with a walk. He also has a nice sac bunt in there. He's 0 for 1. Liam Miller is now at the plate. He's 2 for 3. There's a called strike to Miller from Stugelmeyer. That one's fouled off. 0-2 is the count. 0-2. Curveball misses high and outside. 1-2. Peasland's at first. A check on Peasland. Back in time.
Battle of the catchers here at this at bat. Be that former catchers.
Peasland steals second. Miller takes a ball. 2-2 is the count. Runner at second now. There's a good hard hit by Miller to short. And
Good
a
stretch by Wiki.
Good stretch by Wiki and a good throw by Strom. Peasland advances to third.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 24, Colin Holt.
Colin Holt comes to the plate. Oh, good play by shortstop. Climb the ladder on a line drive by Holt, and they double up the runner at third
Bombers get no runs on no hits.
to end the inning.
Bismarck errors.
That was a great heads-up play by Braden Strom there down at shortstop.
Really good. Climb the ladder. He had 2 back-to-back really good plays there. He had a really strong throw to first on Miller's ball, and then climb the ladder on Colin Holt, who is bidding for his first hit of the day. He's been on base a couple of times through errors and come around to score.
I think we got another new pitcher here for the Bombers. Kolsar coming down from second. Sends Burkhardt to short, and Nagel to third, and Stimson back. Nagel to second, Stimson back to third.
Yes. So Stimson is back to third base where he kind of has been. Nagel is now to second base.
Burkhardt drops back into his shortstop position.
Burkhardt is at short. Outfield remains the same. Due up for the Bismarck Americans, Strom, Stugelmeyer, and Schulz. That'd be 7, 8, 9 in your order. Miller's getting his throw down to second. And we're in the top of the 7th here as the Bombers lead 11-4.
Strom, fresh off of a nice inning defensively, coming to the dish for the Americans.
That one hits a screamer to third, and Stimson just misplays it.
I'd imagine that'll be put in the books as a hit.
I would
Just
think that would be a hit.
Weird hop right over Stimson's glove. Not
I would
really
think
anything
that would be a hit.
good
I don't know.
about it.
Not sure.
Game changer lagging behind us to see what those more
Yep.
official scores wanted to call that. but
Well, the unofficial guy here is going to give him a hit.
I concur.
That was hit pretty hard and on a hop, and so Strom is on first. Stugemeyer, now the pitcher. There's a ground ball hit to second base and misplayed by Burkhart. Could have been a double play. It wasn't any out.
Burkhart's footing just kind of came
Kinda
right out
slipped.
from under him. And
Kind of slipped and went down. I'm assuming that should be an error. So nobody out. Runners at first and second with Brayton Schultz at the plate. And he squares the bunt and gets plunked. And now we have bases loaded.
That'll bring up number 1, Bennett Grimm.
Bennett Grimm, we're wrapped around to the top of the order. Bennett Grimm is now up. Again, nobody out. Grimm, who has been a very difficult out, to say the least. He's got 3 walks, and he has seen probably pretty close to 30 pitches in his 3 walks. There's a pop fly in the infield. Infield fly is called, and the out is made. That's a big out for the Bombers here.
12, Cole White.
So 1 out on the infield fly. Wiki is up. That pitch is low for a ball. That one is also low. 2-0. Wiki has not done much today. He's got 3 flyouts and a strikeout, according to the unofficial book here. There's a hard ground ball, and as soon as I say that, there he brings a hit into score 2 runs.
That'll bring to the plate number 10.
found his barrel there and ended his little mini slump he's had today, driving in a 2 RBI single right to the right side there.
Runners are now at first and second. Scored a couple runs there on his RBI single. And Garrett Randolph is at the plate. Miller blocks that one and keeps it in front of him. 1-0 is the count. Randolph is 2 for 4 on the day, in this game at least. There's a pop fly. There's another infield fly called, which you don't see very often, where you see 2 infield fly rules.
Especially in the same inning.
Same inning, yes, for that matter. And the Bombers are 1 out away from ending it here. They are leading 11-6 with Gavin Peterson at the plate. There's a ground ball, high chopper, throw and play by Burkhart to Hovland. Ends the game. 6-3 on the putout. Final score 11-6.
Final score of today's
Bombers take the doubleheader, the second doubleheader.
Thank you for coming to Jack Williams Stadium and supporting Fargo.
Thank you for coming and listening.
Please drive safely on your way home from the
Hopefully
ball.
you enjoyed the game. Thanks for being a part of our broadcast. Signing off till next time.